appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello and welcome to CoreTV Primetime News. I am Gift Ogete. In our major story, bomb explosion rips through the Sabongari Motor Park in Kano barely 24 hours after the Kaduna twin blast. Also in this program, Nasarawa lawmakers host closed-door meeting with President Goodluck Jonathan, day after directing Chief Judge to investigate Governor Tanko Almakura. Lagos government vows all-out war on deadly Ebola virus as suspicion mounts over presence of victim in the state. And outside Nigeria, missing Algerian plane with largely French nationals spotted in Mali.
Tonight in business news, Nigeria faces stiff competition as investors shift attention to Saudi Arabian capital market.
And in sports, Nigerian Football Federation Board sacks Aminu Megari as chairman.
It's good to have you join us for CoreTV Primetime News. Now, details of the headlines and other stories. A bomb blast has ripped through the Sabongari Motor Park in Kano for the second time in less than 18 months. The bomb, which went off at about 3 p.m., is believed to have been dropped by two men pretended to be travelers. Eyewitnesses say the explosive devices were stuck in a tabletop fridge concealed in a bag. The police confirmed the development but are yet to disclose the casualty figure.
As you can see here, the luxurious bus here and the damages done to people's personal properties like trading items. What we got to know is that this vehicle is getting ready to travel to Port Harcourt and they are loading. They are in the process of loading the vehicle, and one of the truck that was being pushed was carrying a fridge to be loaded inside the vehicle, and it was the fridge that went off that gave off the explosion. So it is presumed that there is a primed explosive inside the refrigerator, and that is what we are working on now. So far, I want to confirm that one woman is dead and 8 others are injured and have been taken to hospitals for treatment. The degree of injury is not life-threatening from the way we look at it, some of them.
That those who died have been taken away. We could not confirm how many there are or who exactly they are, but we know that several people died.
Like how many were you told?
Nobody has told me anything. They said several people died, they were taken away, so I can't confirm as of now how many there are and who exactly from there.
But who owns the luggage, the refrigerator?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Past governor of Kano State. I've expressed a collective outpouring of grief on behalf of the Igbo community and entire Kano State.
Normalcy is gradually returning to Kaduna metropolis and environs after the assassination attempt on the life of former head of state and APC stalwart Muhammad Buhari and the leader of the Tijani Islamic sect in Nigeria, Sheikh Dahiru Bauchi. The state government, after a security meeting at the Sakajim Ibrahim Government House, lifted a 24-hour curfew imposed on the state following the twin bomb blast that rocked the state on Wednesday. Also, the Kaduna State Commissioner for Information and Chieftaincy Affairs, Ben Bako, says 5 more victims of the blast had died, bringing the official death toll to 44. The Kaduna State Police Commissioner, Shehu Umar, had said on Wednesday that 25 persons died in the first blast, while 14 were killed in the second blast, taking the total to 39. He also ordered that 5 victims of the blast died overnight, while 37 injured patients are now receiving treatment at the 44 Army Reference Hospital. Barely 24 hours after he escaped a gun and bomb attack, former head of state Muhammad Buhari says Nigeria has the capacity to crush the Boko Haram insurgency. He made the statement when he received the Kaduna State Governor, Kamala Nyero, who paid him a sympathy visit. Buhari argued that the earlier the federal government views the insurgency as a full-blown terrorism, the better. He also noted that having survived a civil war, Nigeria can overcome Boko Haram.
Even by normal conditions, but I decided to rest. Incidentally, I slept very well, Your Excellency. When this question of Boko Haram started, I'm sure it's on record that the first statement I made, I could recall about 18 months ago. I said, no religion advocate hurting the innocent. So basically, the question of religion is debunked. It's not religious. It's neither ethnic. When they kill children in school in the northeast, they kill teachers, they bomb churches, they bomb mosques, they bomb motor park, they bomb in the market. Why is religion there? Why is ethnicity there? This is terrorism. And I hope the government will come to grip with it. Nigeria is capable of dealing with this. We deal with Awasin, the civil war, for 30 months we fought, and we kept Nigeria one. And God willing, we are going to keep Nigeria one. So, Your Excellency, I thank you very much for coming to sympathize with me, and I commiserate with the families of those who lost, because when this thing was ignited exactly when my car was adjacent to it, I came out. There was blood in my dress. I didn't know how it came about because I didn't have even a scratch myself. And I saw dead bodies thrown all over the place. So the security tried to move me to the other side because there may be another bomb thrown. And we just got one of the vehicles passing, took the people out, and they brought me home. I hope all the law enforcement agencies and you chief executives of all the states will succeed in securing the country. And may God help us. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Still on Buhari, the All Progressives Congress is demanding an investigation into what it insists was an attempt on the life of its national leader, Muhammad Buhari. Party chairman John Odigwe Oyego stated the party position in an interview with journalists in Abuja. He appealed to Buhari's supporters to exercise restraint, but blamed some elements in government for Wednesday's gun and bomb attacks.
We have called for an investigation. That is clear. We have called for 2 things we did. We appealed to his teaming followers and followers of the APC to please maintain the peace. And for peace to reign, we also called on the government of President Jonathan to institute immediately a believable, credible inquiry to unearth what is in fact going on. Why would they want to target General Buhari? And indeed, Why Boko Haram?
So, sir, is the position of the party that this was an assassination attempt on?
If a child dies the morning after the witch flies over at night, isn't there a connection? Or are they going to tell us that they don't know what is happening in this country? We are not government. We have a right to think what we think, because government is not delivering on its part of the battle. They are in charge of security. They are in charge of protecting our lives.
Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, John Onayekon, says the Boko Haram insurgency is the symptom of a wider problem. He said this when a delegation from the country's largest opposition party, the All Progressives Congress, paid him a courtesy call. Onayekon, however, lamented that Nigeria has been on the brink of chaos for a long time.
It's the first courtesy call by the APC national chairman on anyone since he assumed the leadership of Nigeria's largest opposition party. It's also coming at a time insurgents are running amok and politicians are trading accusations. So it was not surprising that the APC chairman made reference to this when he delved into national issues. Odigbo Yegun spoke on impunity and accused the ruling party of playing divisive politics.
Our nation is going through very perilous times. In fact, sometimes when I hear the kind of things that people do, people who are supposed to be our political leaders, when I hear the kind of implications of the divisiveness and desperation, in that desperate bid to retain power.
For his part, the Catholic Archbishop stressed that many of the country's problems are contrived. He also sees the Boko Haram insurgency as a symptom of a larger problem.
Boko Haram, in my own view, is just a symptom of a wider disease. And I hope we know that. Because if we don't tackle that wider disease, we might finish with Boko Haram and move on to another. Meanwhile, we should do our best to rid our country of this menace, which, as Mr. Chief Oyegu has said, is a menace that hangs over all of us, every part of Nigeria, even though the epicenter is in a particular angle.
Cardinal Onayekon, however, did not fail to send a clear warning to politicians.
I do not shy away from expressing my mind as a Nigerian, because politics is too important to be left to politicians alone. I believe that God has been with Nigeria for so long. We have been dancing on the brink of chaos, and somehow He has helped us not to fall over. But we should not push our luck too far.
And to make it clear that he was not sympathetic to the cause of any party or politician, the Catholic Archbishop pointed out that his doors are open to any of them. But he also insists that politics is too serious to be left in the hands of politicians alone.
Senate President David Mark has urged perpetrators of terrorism and bomb blast in Nigeria to sheath their swords, no matter their grievances. This, according to him, is because killing of innocent people cannot be the solution to any problem. Mark noted in his reaction to the twin bomb attacks in Kaduna that there is nowhere in the world where violence or killings had solved any issue. The Senate President argued that unabating killings and destruction of property would only worsen the economic and socio-political situation of Nigeria. He, however, urged the security operatives not to be deterred by the turn of events. Niger, Chad and Cameroon are ready to join Nigeria in creating a 2,800-man military force to combat Boko Haram, which they accept poses a growing regional threat despite only being localized to Nigeria. CoreTV learned that the country is to present 700 soldiers each to the force in another effort to mount a regional response to Nigeria's terrorism challenge. Niger's Minister of Defense, Kadridro Mohamedou, was quoted as saying at the end of a meeting with his counterparts from the three countries that the step is proof of commitment towards eradicating insurgency. Commencement date of the force and its location were not given. The announcement comes less than a day after several people were killed in 2 blasts in different parts of Kaduna State. Members of the Nasarawa State House of Assembly held a closed-door meeting with President Goodluck Jonathan 1 day after they ordered the Chief Judge to investigate the state governor Tanko Almakura. House Speaker Musa Mohammed led the legislators to the meeting, which also had some leaders of the People's Democratic Party in attendance. The Speaker was, however, in no mood to speak on the outcome of the session with President Jonathan. The stage is finally set for the impeachment of the Nasarawa State Governor Tanko Almakura, following the directive by the lawmakers for the Chief Judge to set up an investigative panel. But the 4 members of the All Progressives Congress in the state, in the House, are crying foul. They insisted that they were barred from the chamber when their PDP colleagues made their move under tight security. Pius Samo reports from Lafia, Nasarawa State.
The impeachment saga in Nasarawa State has taken a new dimension. 20 PDP lawmakers who are keen on removing the governor sat in the early hours of Wednesday morning. They have since directed the Chief Judge to constitute a 7-man panel to investigate allegations of gross misconduct leveled against him. These opposition members, 4 in all, say they were denied access to the chambers.
We are the only people within this complex today, 4 APC members. The PDP members have run away because they know what they did is unpopular, is anti-people, is anti-growth, is anti-development, therefore is indiscipline. And indiscipline is not acceptable.
To stave off the impeachment, Governor Almakura met with some lawmakers and traditional rulers at the government house. And while the meeting was on, the governor's media aide gave an insight on the development.
Well, information reaching us indicates that members of the Nasarawa State House of Assembly had a sitting this morning and have resolved directing the CJ, that's the Chief Judge of Nasarawa State, to constitute a panel to investigate the allegations of gross misconduct leveled against His Excellency, the Governor of Nasarawa State, Umar Tanko Almakura. As a government, we are studying this development very closely, and at the end of the day, we will convey to the public government's official position as a consequence of our response to the development from the State House of Assembly.
PDP lawmakers who are driving the process have since left Lafia after their early morning sitting. But when CoreTV news crew attempted to make telephone contact with the spokesman of the House, Baba Ibaku, this was what transpired. In the midst of all this, residents of Lafia do not appear comfortable with the impeachment process.
I don't know why our governor, they want to impeach our governor, because our governor is really working than before. At least I can remember far back, last 4 years, all the roads are very bad, but this year I can see he's improving, so I don't know why they are impeaching him. So I beg on them to better leave our governor for us.
I am in support of the administration of Almakura. He has given us free education. He constructed roads, as you can see. Lafia is far better than it was with previous administration, so it should not be impeached.
For now, they have to wait for the Chief Judge to set up a panel which will examine the case against Almakura. At the polls in 2011, the people of Nasarawa State made their choice, which produced the current leadership in the state. But the people will have to wait patiently to see to the end of the impending impeachment saga that is ongoing in the state against the governor. Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Lafia.
The Enugu State House of Assembly has served impeachment notice on the Deputy Governor Sunday Onyebuchi through substituted means. It was gathered that the clerk of the House, Christopher Chukura, served the 6-page notice on Onyebuchi by pasting it at his official and private residence in Enugu. The development followed the adoption of a motion for substituted service by the lawmakers after the clerk reported his inability to personally serve Onyebuchi with the notice about 48 hours after the House commenced impeachment proceedings. The deputy governor's whereabouts is still unknown, although it has been speculated that he was in Imo State or Abuja. The legislators, who had earlier on Tuesday commenced impeachment proceedings against the deputy governor, opted to serve the notice through alternative means after the clerk briefed them during their sitting on Thursday. Chukura explained that all his efforts to locate Onyebuchi and serve him with the notice had been unsuccessful. The lawmakers, as a result, adopted a motion for substituted service directing Chukura to paste the notice at the deputy governor's official residence as well as his private apartment, following which the clerk immediately proceeded to comply with the directive after the sitting. It is also expected that the notice would be posted to Onyebuchi's email address as stipulated by the motion for substituted service. Osun State PDP governorship candidate Inyola Omishere says the PDP will not join issues with anyone preaching violence in the coming election. He made the statement while receiving delegates from the Embassy of Netherlands, Germany and the United States of America. Franco Malape was there. He filed in this report.
The team was led by Henry Frankert with representatives from the Netherlands, Embassy of Germany and United States of America. He says the visit is meant to ensure that the forthcoming governorship election is conducted peacefully.
This is to promote free, credible elections, violence-free, peaceful elections, where every party has the opportunity to work peacefully and openly. So that's a key message.
Omishere says his party is willing to cooperate with the delegates in ensuring a peaceful process in the coming election.
But we PDP, we support your vision, we cooperate with you. We agree that a credible, transparent and fair elections is the only way for this country. Where people choose their leaders on the basis of one man, one vote.
It asked the delegates to caution the incumbent governor over threats of violence.
Like I complained that the incumbent party, the government of the day today, are preaching violence openly and talk great openly. So I want to implore this mission to caution the governor of the state to stop preaching violence on the rostrum. People should come to come and vote with knives, with charms and cordials. It's not good for democracy, it's not good for us, it's unfit and proper for a leader preaching violence for elections.
Inyola Omishere also charged the federal government to ensure a violent-free election in the coming poll.
We will try our possible best to ensure that we won't do any issues in that policy. We are calling on the government of Nigeria to ensure a full security on the day of election, leading and before the election, so as to have a very free, fair and credible elections. Thank you.
Efforts are currently being geared towards ensuring that the Osun election is conducted peacefully so as to ensure the credibility of the poll. Frank Omalape, CoreTV News, Ilefe.
It's CoreTV Prime Time News. We'll take this break. We'll be right back shortly. Stay with us.
CoreTV News now provide a platform for live coverage of political rallies and electioneering campaign from anywhere in Nigeria. Political news stories, political editorial reviews, political discussions, personality profile, People's Parliament from the National, State and Local Government Assembly. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733. 01453-3407.
Our 24-hour news station. You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Nigerians continue to travel the city of Lagos.
There is still a poor level of
Be the first to know. From the north, south, east, west, and around Africa, we break the news.
One Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are CoreTV News.
Welcome to CoreTV,
a 24-hour news station.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power. Whether it's before election, after election. How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News. Welcome back. It's CoreTV Primetime News. The strike embarked upon by resident doctors across the country is taking its toll on residents in Osun State. Correspondent Rashid reports that hospital management and doctors at Ladoke Akintola University Teaching Hospital in Osogbo are also suffering from the effect of the strike. His report.
When the Nigerian Medical Association declared an indefinite strike nationwide, many Nigerians expressed fear that the common man will be left to suffer untold hardship when government hospitals cease to offer medical care. There has been initial hope that the strike will be called off soon, but it has now lingered more than anticipated. The Ladoke Akintola University Teaching Hospital in Osogbo is one of the health facilities worst hit.
The NMA strike is biting harder on the patients, on the generality of the population, and it is becoming a big problem for everybody, the sick and those who are not sick. And the way out, we really don't know.
The doctors describe insincerity on the side of the federal government as a reason for the delay in calling off the strike. The teaching hospital has been deserted by patients and doctors alike, but nurses are seen still offering skeletal services.
We expected a high time or early resolution of the issues in question. But it's unfortunate that up to the third week now, the issues at stake has not been addressed, and that's why we are still having the strike still on. The issues that are supposed to be addressed by federal government is yet to be addressed as I speak now.
Consultants at the hospital say an earlier directive that they should attend to emergency cases at the hospital was just a political statement.
Personally, I would say we are not working. Nobody is offering any service for now, including consultants, because our national body, our parent body, has not directed us to actually suspend the strike.
Some Nigerians spoken to expressed their frustration and called for a quick resolution of the crisis.
Says earth is wet. If there is no good, if there is no good earth, people will be dying. And make sure whatever you do here, you do it for Allah and for Allah only. Because whatever we do here, we are going to account for it. Now the number of people who are dying, how will government account for them? And it's not that it is their wish to die. And somebody responsible for their what? For their death. And who is the government? That means the government has to go back on the round table with the doctors to resolve this issue amicably.
A Liberian man has been hospitalized in Lagos with Ebola-like symptoms, but it is not yet clear if he is infected with the killer virus. The 40-year-old Monrovia resident arrived in Lagos on Sunday and was admitted to hospital on Tuesday suffering from severe vomiting and diarrhea. According to Yewande Additional, the special advisor on health for the Lagos State government, the patient was detained for possible Ebola infection, while blood samples were sent to the Virology Reference Laboratory in Lagos as well as to the World Health Organization in Dakar. The patient traveled from Monrovia to Lagos via Togo's capital, Lomé. Additional said the World Health Organization has recorded more than 900 cases of Ebola in the epidemic that has raged across West Africa in recent months. But this is the first suspected case to emerge in Nigeria since the outbreak began. Liberia has recorded 172 cases of the disease, including 105 deaths. The Lagos state government has begun rolling out an emergency response in a bid to contain any potential spread of the virus across the city. Meanwhile, Lagos state government has expressed readiness to prevent the outbreak of the deadly Ebola virus in the state. Special advisor to Governor Babatunde Fashola on Public Health, Yewande Adesina, made this known while addressing journalists on the suspected case of the disease. Abiola Oluwole has details in this report presented from our studios.
About 3 months ago, the attention of the world was drawn to the outbreak of a deadly disease known as Ebola virus in some West African countries. The outbreak is followed with a number of deaths in those countries. The media briefing is to calm the fears of residents in Lagos on the possibility of the outbreak of the disease, as well as inform residents on mechanisms put in place to prevent an outbreak of the disease.
Lagosians are hereby reminded to remain calm and take appropriate measures for the prevention and control of the disease. Ebola virus disease is caused by Ebola virus, and outbreaks occur primarily in villages of Central and West Africa. Although the natural reservoir of the virus is not completely known, fruit bats have been considered as the natural host.
According to experts, Ebola virus can be contracted through close contact with the blood, body fluids, organ, and tissues of infected animals and persons.
Transmission of the virus by other animals like monkeys and chimpanzees cannot be ruled out. Those at the higher risk include health workers, families, and friends of an infected person in the course of feeding or holding or caring for the patient. Early symptoms of Ebola virus disease include fever, headache, chills, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, sore throat, backache, and joint pains. Later symptoms include bleeding from the eyes, ears, and nose, bleeding from the mouth and rectum, eye swelling, swelling of the genitals, and blistered rashes all over the body that can often contain blood. It could progress to coma, shock, or death.
Adesina assures residents of the federal government's support and that of the World Health Organization to prevent the spread of the disease.
The regular host of the popular Inside Out TV program, Agatha Mata, says the Nigerian media should retrace its steps to the essence of journalism and quit the practice of glorifying financial gains over good content. Omotayalo was at a press briefing held in the news station's premises and filed in this report.
A new addition to broadcasting industry in Nigeria is Rave TV, a broadcast outfit proposed to air on Concert and StarTimes cable channels. Chief Executive Officer of Rave TV says the outfit is focused on introducing the quality of previous programs produced in Nigeria aimed at sustaining Nigerian cultural values. Agatha says money is not a decisive factor for having a program on a channel, but quality and originality.
The only way we as Rave TV will put money into your production is because we know that we have an ace when it comes to marketing and selling it. And that is really how we want to run it. So if you are not interested in leaving it with Rave TV, so to speak, and we think the content is good, the most that will happen is that we would have a 50-50 sharing arrangement, whatever that means. Which means both of us will be marketing it, but you still will not have to pay a tithe.
All the management staff of Rave TV say they are a unique feature that would differentiate the new TV station from its contemporaries across the country.
Rave TV is seeing TV from a different angle. It's interactive, it's entertaining, it's all in one, all packed in one.
The Rave TV you have is not the Rave TV that dwells more on movies and musicals. It dwells more on programs that are educative. We have belts. One of the things that makes us different is that even the teenagers, they have their own belts. They have something to watch out for. We have a program that we have only the teenagers on that program. That's the teenagers doing their thing.
Like every new project, the concern is usually on its sustainability and the future of the TV station. Amata says the goal to sustain the program for 17 years will provide the needs for a successful outcome of Rave TV. Omota Yoalo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
You're watching CoreTV Primetime News. We take this break. When we return, it will be time for business and sports news. Stay with us.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
CoreTV News now provide a platform for live coverage of political rallies and electioneering campaign from anywhere in Nigeria. Political news stories, political editorial reviews, political discussions, personality profile, People's Parliament from the National, State and Local Government Assembly. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733. 01453-3407.
A 24-hour news station.
Hello there, welcome to the world of business with me, Sabena Izuku. Foreign investors may reduce exposure to frontier emerging markets like Nigeria in favor of Saudi Arabia. $530 billion stock market, which takes off in the first half of 2015. After several years of discussion, the Saudi Arabian government has given approval to its capital market authority to allow foreign investors to buy and sell shares in the local market. Saudi Arabia's gross domestic product is $745 billion, according to the International Monetary Fund's April World Economic Outlook, well above that of the largest frontier market, Nigeria, at $510 billion. According to the financial analyst Charlie Robinson, there were 78 stocks that traded over $10 million a day in the report, and Saudi Arabia had 57 of them. Implication is that if the Nigerian stock market exchange fails to rev up its efforts at attracting quality companies to list, the takeoff of this market could pose grave rivalry for foreign investors' money into its equities. The African Development Bank, AFDB, has invested 311.6 billion naira in infrastructure development in Nigeria in the last 42 years. The country's director, Usman Dor, says the bank has committed a cumulative of about 1.05 trillion naira to different sectors of the country's economy as of December 2013. According to him, the current public sector portfolio of the bank stands at about 151 billion naira, of which about 115 billion naira, that's about 70%, is allocated to infrastructure projects. Dor says the bank has been supporting infrastructure development since it commenced lending operation in Nigeria since 1972. He said the bank's operation has expanded to include several other projects in water, sanitation, road, and energy. The federal government says the total gross Revenue from the local production of rice in the past 3 years is 750 billion naira. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Akinwumi Additional, noted that with the new drive in rice production and the amount of arable land to cultivate the crop in the country, Nigeria has the capacity to produce sufficient rice for its populace. According to the government, farmers and small-scale rice processors in the country made a net income of 407 billion naira as a result of the ongoing transformation in the rice subsector. Additional says rice could be grown in all the states of the country except one, adding that the economic impact of the crop was enormous, increasing the gross domestic product of those states. The minister said the federal government has increased the area of cultivation of rice by 1.9 million hectares, adding that farmers in Nigeria are getting 5 to 6 tons per hectare yield, with the new variety of the produce introduced recently. It says the recently introduced rice policy, which raised tariff on imported rice, is done to give Nigerian farmers a fighting chance to increase their production. This year's Nigerian Stock Exchange CEO sectorial dinner focused on the role of government in providing a safe and legal framework to help build sustainable business environment in Nigeria. Organizers of the event aimed at bringing together CEOs of key sectors to explore the Nigerian economy. The CEO of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Oscar Oyema, spoke on the corporate sustainability and the role of oil and gas sector as the core of Nigerian economy. The guest speaker of the event, Group Managing Director, NNPC, Engineer Andrew Yakubu, commended the Nigerian Stock Exchange for putting up such an important event. The GMD explained the role of the government policy in the business sector. Participants of the dinner appreciated the efforts of the Nigerian Stock Exchange and were optimistic of the Nigerian economy. The CEO was entertained by the live band performance and the comic relief by ace comedian Ali Baba. And that's it on business news. Coming up next is sport news with Branson Uwana. Please stay with us.
Nigerians continue to travel the city of Lagos waits and dark as all routes
to you on be the first to know
on CoreTV News
from the north, south, east, west and around Africa. We break the news.
one Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are CoreTV News.
Welcome to CoreTV,
a 24-hour news station.
A very big thanks for joining us on the beautiful world of sport tonight. I am Branson Uwana. The members of the board of the Nigerian Football Federation has sacked the president of the federation, Aminu Meigari. The decision was taken in an executive committee meeting on the federations which held on Thursday in Abuja. The decision of the members was communicated through a communique signed by the Finance Committee Chairman Muhazu Suleiman as the Chairman Communicate Drafting Committee. Meanwhile, Mike Hume, the second Vice President, has been saddled with the responsibility of acting as an interim NFF President till the August 26th Nigerian Football General Assembly. Nigeria 17 head coach Emmanuel Amonike has warned his words against any form of complacency in the African Championship qualifier against the Democratic Republic of Congo on Saturday. The match billed for Kinshasa was moved from July 20, 2014, following the Nigerian Football Federation's suspension by the World Football Governing Body. The former African Footballer of the Year told the players to have nothing but a winning attitude, while assuring that the players selected for the encounter are fit and ready to do the country proud. Nigerian Golden Eaglets are currently the reigning world champions, having emerged victorious at the 2013 FIFA Under-17 World Cup at the United Arab Emirates. Finally, on sport news tonight, double Olympic gold medalist Mo Farah has withdrawn from the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow after failing to recover from illness. The 31-year-old Farah, who won 500 and 10,000 meter at London 2012 and was set to run both distance in Scotland. However, he has decided to stay at his training camp to be fit for August European Championship in Zurich. The Team England athlete said it was a tough decision to pull out of Glasgow, but says he will be back and better. And that's my final whistle on sport news tonight. My name is Brownson Wana. Gift Ogete is standing by for the rest of the news. Stay with us.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360.
2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
It's good to have you still stay tuned. It's CoreTV Primetime News now. 2 stories outside Nigeria. A foreign female tourist, beg your pardon, was shot dead in Kenya's port city of Mombasa. The second of such killing in the month of July amid rising unrest. No one has claimed responsibility for the shooting. Kenya has been hit by a wave of attacks recently. The attacks are blamed on Somalia's Al-Qaeda-linked Shabab insurgents, as well as local armed gangs. The shooting took place close to where a female Russian tourist was killed on July 6th, also by unknown gunmen. Mombasa has been the scene of worsening unrest in recent months with a string of shootings and bombings. Last month, the Shabab warned foreign tourists to stay out of Kenya. And that's our show for tonight. Thank you so much for staying tuned. On behalf of the entire production crew, I am Gift Ogete wishing you a very good night rest. Good night.